Rightio. Been getting a lot of requests for people to ask me about my setup, so I thought I would do a quick video. Just do a quick run through the garden, see where it's at the moment. So we got so these beds. This bed here will probably be corn at the moment. This is garlic, which is still going from winter, and that's a little slater trap, which you can see. Oranges, just like a little container set to ground level. So yeah, this is all my garlic, which will be on sale at the markets. So this bed's waiting for corn. More garlic. Garlic's looking really good. It's gonna have one more feed and then tie the tops off a couple of weeks closer. They're probably going to be about October, November. I would say some of them there starting to form up. Oops, starting to look pretty good. So yeah, garlic. Beetroot, which is just gone in. So we sell these at all different stages, and you can see other beetroots there. So these are just late broccolis, which I had left over, about 4 that I didn't sell. So I just chucked them in there. I'm not sure if I'll get anything out of them, but we'll get some seed, probably. More garlic. And then these are leeks. These are actually an heirloom leek that I'm trying out. So this is good to see how we collect seed. So this is purple sprouting cauliflower. You can see the flowering stage, and then the pods. The pods are starting to form up. Try and get a shot there. It's going out of focus. Yeah, pods there. These are French Savoy cabbage. Now here's a good example of pest control, right? Heirloom organic style. So the heads are forming up nicely in here, and you can see that the snails are hitting it a bit, right? But here's the thing, it's just looks, right? And they're not really killing the plant, although it's getting, I would say this is getting to the heavy side. And look, a lot of people would freak out and post on Facebook and say, they're killing them. But look, you pull those leaves off anyway, right? And like these heads here, they're forming up really nicely, right? So basically I don't spray. So I just don't worry about it, because there's a saying in organic permaculture, if something's not eating your plants, then you're not part of the system, you know. And look, these new beetroots, you can see they're jagged leaves. The slaters have hit these a little bit, but same thing, they're not killing it. So don't worry. There's beetroot that's coming along nicely. So that's our garlic chives. More garlic, more garlic, more garlic. More beetroot. Same thing. You can see there is a few snails in here, but when we go to market, we just pull those leaves off. And actually, here's a really good example. So here's a golden burpees, which is starting to go to seed. So I will leave that one. I won't pick that one. I'll leave it. And there's a couple more over there in those beds I'll show you in a minute. So they're going to bolt. So just leave. So here's a new bed getting ready for spring. Basically, there's a few tomatoes in there already. Probably tomatoes in the rest of that one, and corn, and yeah, there's another trap. Oh yeah, look how many's in that one. So you put oranges in there, and same thing, pest free, because that's about the only thing that's really eating the plants when it's small in here is the slaters. So this is just some Aztec corn and a couple of pumpkins which I put in there. Fruit trees in pots, which I've got to repot. See, when the soil's getting like not much, you know, it's not very chunky, it's kind of sandy, they're all due for a repot. More beetroot behind there, more fruit tree. This is a miniature. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what that is. Let me see. Oh, it's not liking the focus. Here comes Mr. B. Maybe we can get No. Camera doesn't like it, sorry peeps. Alright, got some lavender going here. Another bed getting ready, and so then this is the table. So these Tommy Toes have just come out of the greenhouse, and because today's sort of cloudy and yesterday was cloudy, I put them off in the sun to harden off. So these ones are up, but these need a feed. You can see yellow leaves. So we'll be starting to get these ones. These ones are getting close for market, so across your list. This is a lot of the stuff that's been planted out. And then this is the seedling table. So everything's going pretty good except for these cucumbers. After I planted them out, they're struggling. So I leave them for a few weeks, but everything else still. A few different pumpkins. This dill bouquet I actually get from Rare Seeds in America. It's actually the original dill bouquet, and the fragrance is amazing. I gave some to a chef one day and I didn't say anything to him, and I just gave it to him. I said, here you go. And then 2 days later he rang me back and he said, man, that dill, what was that? Like, it was amazing. I'll buy the rest of what you got. So yeah, pumpkins, all stuff. So those melons over there, they're probably a couple of weeks away from markets, but most of this stuff is ready. Some stuff soaking. So I put sea salt in the bottom of these before I plant them out to get them ready, and then I should have shown. So that's a purple sprouting broccoli, halfway between flower and going to seed. And then we got, so normally I use this as the sea salt bath, so I'll fill that up and soak stuff like in it, and then just a bit more beetroot up here, some pots over there, chilies that need to be repotted as well. Pea straw, well actually that's lupin. So yeah, and then this is actually my Japanese maple, which always looks pretty cool this time of year. And then I'll be moving the herb garden to here, because in summer this big fig here provides heaps of shade, so I'll put the herb garden back there on the pallets off the ground so that they don't get too hot. And then just repotting some of my succulents at the moment. And then this, I call this the broccoli patch because it's just it's mostly purple sprouting broccoli, but it's just like a bunch of stuff. I started some stuff that's purple sprouting broccoli. We just had some for tea last night, absolutely beautiful. The cool thing about it is you can just like break it off. Sorry, you can just break it off, yeah, and use the bits that you want. So yeah, this is the broccoli patch, and like every year it just gets a bit bigger and a bit wilder. So that's chook. And then we've got these beds here, so I just watered these, that's why they look a bit droopy. These are ready to go to market or a couple of local restaurants. And yeah, so here's a good good example. You can see the head there starting to form up. So those couple are going to seed, and this one here I'll leave them and I won't pick them. That one I'll leave it and just harvest the seed from that. So yeah, and a bit more broccoli here. Have a look at this thing. The bees are going absolutely mad. So still a little bit of broccoli on there that we've been using, and it's cool because it's a daily pick basically. So yeah, so that's a bit of an overview of the garden. And I should have mentioned these boxes too. So I buy these in a kit form from Bunnings. You can buy the timber yourself, but it's the same price and it's already a kit. The only thing I recommend, like, swap out those screws to like a decent screw, because the screws aren't very good. So yeah, that's a little update from the Heirloom Valley garden. And we've got plenty of seedlings for sale coming up at the Kalamunda markets. So if anything there interests you, drop in, say hello.